Hey guys, how you doing? So this is the first part of the build log that I'm doing for the group build on Archive X of the MPC prop store auction of the 143 X-Wing. I've got the kit built. I've already encountered a few problems, like I've noticed that on top of the wings in the catalogue, you can see the holes where the pegs go into. So they should be visible on mine, but I've done it, I suppose, the correct way according to the instructions, and the holes are at the bottom there. So the wing should have been the other way up. But I mean, if I really wanted to cheat, I could just drill some holes through there in the same diameter and fill the others or leave them, whatever. As I've started doing this, I've learned that my way of building this, I won't go for the 100% accuracy of the build. I don't even think I'm going to put the round the round sort of alloy tubes in to prevent the bulbs from getting hot. I mean, these are LEDs, they won't need them, but to keep with the accuracy, so I should have done that. I might find some that fit, I don't know. The main concern for me is the paint job. That's what I'm trying to replicate. Sticking to the build 90% accurate, you know, just I've got the bar running down the middle. I've cut the nose out there ready for the lighting. I mean, even the lighting, I couldn't find any red LEDs in the stash, so I cheated and just used some orange ones, and then I'm going to just use some Tamiya clear to get that red. So I mean, just check they work. Yep, they're coming on. So I'll paint over them by hand and just cheat a little with some Tamiya red clear. But the main thing is for me is the paint job and trying to get this looking like the prop store auction piece. But yeah, I'm having a blast so far. It's the wings were a nightmare. They were all warped and they're kind of looking all right. They're okay, I suppose. It's an old kit, and you do find those sort of things pop up. Some I've seen are just awful, just really warped wings. But I've actually stuck these in that position so they don't open and close. So it's I mean, I'll never be opening and closing it anyway. So it's purely to get it built to a reasonably good sort of finish, and then I can concentrate on the paint. I've shaved that cap off the rear of the Sherman plate, the train part, the HO AFX train part on the studio scale one, the big one, because I've got another older kit that I can reuse that part, so I can actually create a plug for the back. But I quite like the fact that I could just slide the a rod in there and have that in the vertical position, so that I can mount it there and there. And underneath this tube there is a plate, a steel plate, which is actually supplied in the Tamiya kits, the ship 1700 scale, I think it was like the Enterprise or Shinano or something like that, and that had these steel plates in that you could just drill through and cut a 1/4 inch thread in. So that's the way I'm mounting it underneath, and I think that's it so far. Next job will be giving it a blast with some primer. Okay, so I've hit it with some primer, and I did cheat and drill some holes through the top, and I'll put some styrene plate over that bottom hole, and the same on the other side to hide that. And also with the LEDs at the back, I just dropped some Vallejo liquid mask latex, just dab them over the bulb so I can primer it and paint it, and then come to finish I can take that off. All that's left now is the guns and the droid on top. So if I can find the droid, because I think I stole one out of this box to build my last one. So I might be able to cast it off the old one actually, but I'll get around that. That's fine. And then I'll have to scratch a new canopy for that one. Well, I might do. I don't know. Again, this is a paint thing for me. This is not a build exercise. This is just getting it painted. So here it sits in primer. The next coat will be possibly Reefer White, if I think that's going to be the right base coat, or I might mix a few drops of grime in with it just to sort of make it sort of an off-colour aged look. So yeah, that'll be the next update. Just to point out, I've just noticed while cleaning up the seams, the area here has a plate put over it. That sort of double plate isn't on the kit, so and that's on both sides. So that's something I've added to this guy. I've put the plate on the side. Still got to clean up the edge there somewhat with the sandpaper, and I've filled the holes in with that styrene, so we have got the correct holes in the way that the model presents itself in the auction. So yeah, so just worth noting that it's got a step up there, and you can just put a plate of styrene over each side, and yeah, next up, paint. Okay, so I've just given it the base coat of Reefer White Enamel Archive X and Grime Light. I added about 25% of this into the mix just because I wanted, I don't know, it looked too tanned to my eye to be Reefer White, but then again, I don't think you'd be wrong going for Reefer White. It can be built up later on and made to look more grimy. But yeah, I went with that mix, which I'm happy with. Plus, this is totally down to me. In my collection, the last MPC X-Wing, I used grime. So if I want them sort of next to each other, I didn't want a huge contrast in colour between the two. I wanted them to sort of fit in. So I've, as I said, put about 25% of the grime in the mix of the Reefer White, and it's still wet, but I'm happy with how that looks. I've got to go in and later on darken down that cockpit, but it's getting quite exciting now, because once the base coat's on, you can start figuring out the rest of the panels and the colours, and get it looking right and have, you know, start having the fun with it. So yeah, this is how we're sitting at the moment, and the next update will be the different coloured panels. Cheers, guys.